Okay. I think it's working. So we're at the, what is this called? This place is called, what, something rock?
Osikine.
What?
Osikine.
Osikine Rock? Osikine Rock. I've been here many times with my other friends, like mainly during Shawate time. You see, I thought if we only got one bottle of something, then we could split it, and then it would stay cold. Because this is going to get warm before we finish. So, the art center is over there where the square building with the flags, with the antennas are?
Yeah. That's the back of the art center.
That's the back of the art center. Okay. And the Nkrumah Memorial is right here?
Yeah, just
right over here. Okay. So, tell me your whole name. What's your whole name? Your complete name?
I'm called Dickson Kwame.
I see. That's what's on your birth certificate? What's on your birth certificate?
That's Dickson.
If you go get a passport, what do they call you?
Dickson.
Oh, that's all. Okay, I got it. But you can put Kwame in there for fun.
Kwame, I was born on Saturday.
I'm Kwabena.
Kwabena, you were born on Tuesday.
Yes. So you're born on Saturday. All right. This is a good day.
Yeah, I really liked it. That's the last day.
And what year were you born?
I was born on 19 December 1990.
1990? So you just turned 30. This last December.
Yep.
You just made 3-0. Wow, now you're an adult. So where did you go to school? Tell me about your school.
I went to school at the Deeper Life Preparatory. But unfortunately, I couldn't complete over there, so I went to Akutushi. That was why I completed my DHS. After that, I went to senior high. That place is called Subin Precept.
Is that near here? Is it in Jamestown?
East Cambridge.
Oh, okay.
That was
out in the country.
What?
Out in the country. Far away.
No, not that far. I think maybe 2 hours drive from here to there.
So what is the farthest you've ever traveled? How far have you traveled?
Only 5 hours.
Did you go to Togo?
No.
Did you go to Nigeria? Did you go to Kumasi? Did you go to Kamale?
No.
Did you go to Ho? Asakongo? Takrady?
No.
Cape Coast?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not good in traveling.
Have you been to Tema?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's a start. So do you want to travel someplace? Is there any place you want to travel?
More places. I need to travel and look at more things. Because I've been at one place for so long.
Exactly.
Travel and see. I need to travel.
Can you put that on top? Put the cap back on. There you go. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's good to travel.
Yeah, I think so.
How the nature is.
Good. So you're going to travel. You want to go traveling. And what do you want to do? You want to change your job?
I
want to
wish
keep your job, or you want to change your job?
I wish to change.
What kind of job do you want if you change your job?
Well, I did about building and construction in school. So I know a little bit about building. So my plan is just to further it more. But for now, I have no strength, I have no strength, so I just break it down. Any kind of job I find myself doing that will help me in some way to solve some problem. I'm okay.
Maybe you could do engineering.
Yeah, I've been to.
What is your
very good job.
what is your best subject in school? What was your best subject?
I really like science.
You like science, so that's great.
And when it comes to the elective side, I'm good at building and construction.
So what about engineering?
Yeah.
Engineering is like using math to find out how much something can, like, is this the right size post for this roof? Or do I need 4 posts or 5 posts for this roof because the roof is heavy? Engineering is the math to figure out what you need to make it work, your design work. So are you good at that?
Well, I'm good, of course. Because we also have building engineering.
Right, exactly.
So that one too. It's quite
Exactly.
I see myself to be young, so I always want to do any kind of job that was fetching a lot of money.
I see.
That's how.
Well, construction industry is good.
Yeah, it's very good. I've been to a construction before, 8 months, every day. I've been working every day, 8 months.
Right. What about if you like science, do you like medicine?
We need to learn more.
Like maybe there's all kinds of medicine jobs, like the kind of job where you're a nurse, or there's the kind of job where you make the X-ray person, or the person who takes the MRI or the CAT scans the body for things. Then there's a radiologist who does cancer radiation for cancer tumors and stuff. They're all different kinds of jobs.
Yeah, I know many kinds of jobs.
And they pay really well.
Yeah.
And they're not as much work as construction.
Okay, the time I was growing up, my ambition was to be an army guy.
An army guy?
I tried my whole best. I know in Africa.
You want to be an army guy?
Of course, I tried.
Really? What
The
happened?
chance wasn't coming, so I'm not even thinking of it.
Did you do national service?
No, I didn't do national service.
You didn't do your
I know
national
in
service.
Ghana, after SHS, when you apply, you can
Did you? So you didn't apply? You
I
did not?
applied for 3 times. Even because of that, I even reduced my age.
Really?
Of course.
Wow.
2013, 2014, 2016.
Really?
And here I am.
I have a friend named William. He didn't finish his national service until he was 40 something. He was a business account manager or something. He worked for a cocoa company, and then he worked for, I guess that was his national service was the cocoa company. But I don't think you have to be really young to do the national service. I think you would be older. I think 30 is a good year. Good time to
A year in Ghana from 18 to 24 weeks.
That's
It
when they
depends
start.
the quality of your education background.
I see. Huh.
I tried my whole best. Even that 2015, I was having money, and I was even looking for someone who would guide me through that. I didn't get, so everything just went up. I tried my whole best.
I was a teacher for like a long time, like 30 years. I was a teacher for a long time. And then my mother she worked in the counseling office. She was the college counselor. So you know where I'm coming from, right? You know I'm the college and education guy.
Yeah. You told me about it. You always correct me.
Well, I'm not doing it because I don't want you to listen. If I say something like that, it's just between you and me. It's not because I'm saying you're bad. You don't know that. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to say is I just want you to look good.
Yeah.
So
it's good to be correct.
Usually
We always learn.
Usually, the way you're supposed to do that is like I've done this for so long. There's like about 5 things that non-native speakers of English do. 5 things that they do, and so that's like my hot button issue. Somebody violates one of those 5 things, I go like, it just like hits me right away. See, so then I'm just trying to make you look good. I want people to look good, especially for the small things like that. It's a small thing. So I was listening to a man on the news, a Ghanaian man doing the news, well, not last night, the night before last, listening to his English. It was very, he had an accent, he had a Ghanaian accent, and that's okay, I like the accent. But his pronunciation was exact, very careful, and his grammar was perfect. He's perfect grammar. And that's in contrast to almost everybody else. I thought he was outstanding because he was the exception in my experience. I don't have any Ghanaian friends who are like that. Maybe he went to school in England or something.
Yeah,
so those people, like the guy that was on the news, they must go to a different school or they have a different education system than everybody else.
Yeah, something.
Because it's like private or something.
Of course. Most of the time, the private schools in Ghana, they are doing well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are doing good. Not well, they are doing better than the government. Of course, because for me, well, in the time I started school, like from scratch, I was at government school.
Do you have any?
Go
ahead. Sorry.
I know that time it wasn't going well. So my parents moved me from the government to the private school, and I was doing very good.
Very well in that way.
Yeah. I could remember the time I was in class 2. Everything was poor during the government school. But when I came back to the private school, I was even the second person in class.
Oh, really?
From class 1, class 2, class 4.
Wow.
Yes. So I tried. So for me, I always want my children to go to the private school than the government school. From scratch, when you want them to go to the government school,
yeah, I know.
It's very bad.
I understand.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's not good.
Well,
because most of the government schools, they are not that serious.
I understand. So, but here's where I'm coming from with the private school is, I believe that all children should have equal access to a quality education. So that means if you have all the rich kids going to the private school, then those kids with their really highly educated parents are outside of the system. They're behind a wall, a private school wall, and their kids don't associate with the poor kids. So you get a split class system, which is not good for a democracy. So I want equity in education. Equity means people get the education that they need based on their abilities, and you know, money should not be the object. We should not make it about who is paying. And if it's rich people paying for their kids, then you know, rich people should be paying taxes to support the public school system so that everybody has access to quality education. Because if everybody has access to quality education, the whole country goes up. You see? And so many people are left behind. Like, I think you're kind of left behind. It seems like you're a little bit left behind.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one.
Many of them.
Right. So my friend Shock is left behind.
Just need to push it hard and make it in life.
Right. But there's no motivation by members of parliament to push compulsory education, K through first grade through 12th grade, elementary through high school, elementary, middle, and high school. Like Nana Kufuata wants to have free education K through 12, kindergarten through 12th grade, which is right. It's what you should do, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you should take it to the next step, free university or polytechnic. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
In fact, once you get that going and you have the facilities, good facilities for schools, you might get people from Nigeria or from Germany or someplace coming down here to study, and you could make them pay. If they're not Ghanaians, they could pay an extra fee just for the experience to come to Ghana to do the special thing. Maybe it's tropical agriculture, or maybe about growing tropical plants, or maybe it's about public health, like malaria
You need to
research.
put the phone on the mouth, otherwise
So I'm just saying. So if you were going to school again, what would you study?
Building engineering.
Building and engineering. Oh, look at that. Just a second. I poured the lit cap into my drink. That's all right. Never mind. Never mind. So I was just thinking, so you'd like to do building, construction, and engineering. And you're good at math already. So you could do that. Yeah. We have a really good construction and engineering program at Laney College, which is very near where I live. I could actually teach over there, but I haven't really applied myself. I don't think I want to do it actually. I don't want to be a university professor. I could be a university professor, but I don't want to do it. Too much red tape. Red tape? Too much paperwork.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, sometimes it's too much politics. We need to be on the field.
And politics. So way out there on that side, what is that? Is that a castle?
Yeah, that's the castle.
Is that Osu Castle?
Yeah.
Osu Castle. I've never been to Osu Castle before. So is there anything else you'd like to add to this interview? Is there anything else you'd like to say for the interview?
Ooh. I'm so glad I met you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very happy since yesterday because I didn't know. I didn't know where to get your number. I was also always trying to find out where you get your number.
Right.
And unfortunately, I sent you a message, I think 3 days ago.
Right.
And you replied, you just called me yesterday. So, since yesterday till now, I think you are really making my day.
Oh, good. I'm really happy.
I'm also happy.
I really like you. I really like you. You're one of my favorite people so far.
It was about a week now. It's really good.
You're very helpful. You have a good attitude.
It's really good. I'm
Very
still
smiling.
around here.
Good.
Because I don't know. It came to a point I see, well, once there's life, there's more things to come. There are more things to come.
There's more things to come. Right? Always more stuff. I wish I hadn't broken my arm. I could do more stuff if I hadn't broken my arm.
You mean if you break your hand on the 19th December?
I broke my this on the 19th.
That was my day.
Saturday night at Monte Carlo.
It's also on Saturday, and I was also born on Saturday.
Yes, I was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I fell down. And here's the truth. You know what shots? Did I tell you about shots?
Yeah, you told me that barman was
story.
supposed to give you
They made too many drinks that I didn't order, and they made them 3 times as strong. So in the end, they were going to make us pay for them. So my friend Shaka and I said, "Oh well, let's just drink them." So we drank them. It was too much.
I added a video to it.
So I shouldn't have drank it. I shouldn't have had those shots. But you know, I always have a good time here. I never know what to expect.
You told me yesterday.
So I don't understand why my friends won't come with me.
You know, first time at some place, you'll feel some way.
So what I get is, though, is if I invited my friends to come with me, I would have to take care of them, you know. I'd have to like, don't step in the hole. Watch out, there's a taxi. Watch out, you know, use Uber, don't use a taxi. Put your cell phone in your pocket. All this stuff, right?
I don't know where those people get the bad news about Africa.
Well, I just think it's racist. I mean, I just think it's a racist. The mainstream media, the corporate media, first of all, is biased. It's a Eurocentric country. It's controlled by mainly wealthy white people. That's what the TV system and the media is all about. That. So you don't really get alternate points in the mainstream media. Now with YouTube and the internet, there are internet channels and YouTube channels that will show you different points of view that you don't get on the mainstream media. So
one thing, the most annoying thing is the bad news also travel faster than the good news. In my opinion.
Well, the bad news is sensational, and people will go, oh, "What happened? I'm going to find out more," and they can sell it. They can sell that. You see, it's something that they can sell. They can sell that story, but it's hard to sell like, Dickson was number 2 in his elementary valedictorian achievement this year. And that's not going to make this news. That's not a story. Because people will not buy that story. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's about what the news chooses to cover. And the bad stuff that was always very sensational. So and then here's another thing. You know how, well, when I talk to Ghanaian friends and they say they want to go to America, air quotes, America, whatever America is, I don't know what that is. So, they think it's like a small place. They think it's like going from here to Kumasi, then Tamale, then Ho, and then Sunyari, and then back to Takoradi.
I was born in Ghana, but I've never been to.
Yeah, I got
I've not gone to so many places.
I got it. So the point is, it's really big. And so if you go to the U.S., there's 50 states, and California is twice as big as Ghana.
More than
Twice as big, and we have 40 million people. See what I'm saying?
Ghana is less than that 40.
Yeah, right. So Ghana's at 30, about 29 to 30 or something. So the point is, with Ghanaians talk about America, they don't understand that you cannot just get in the car and drive from New York to Florida. It will take you 4 days. You know what I'm saying? And if you went to the bathroom and ate something, it would take longer. So you don't do that. You fly. So you have to think like Americans don't think either. They think, well, Africa is one place. They think, well, it's all one blob, like a blob of clay. It's like over there. We don't know anything about it. They don't know any history about the British or the French in Africa. They don't know anything about colonialism. They don't know about British imperialism. They don't know anything about like that. So they just think it's one place. And so when I talk to my friends in San Francisco, all they know about are Ugandan refugees. The Ugandans who are refugees, and the Sudanese and Ethiopians and Eritreans.
Most of them have never
And there was
heard
a
of
war, and they came
Ghana
to the U.S. because there was a war.
Yeah.
And so they know about the war, and they know about HIV/AIDS in Africa, and they know about the Ugandan refugees. But then I tell them, oh, I'm going to go to Ghana. Do you want to come to Ghana? And they go, well, where's that? And they don't even know where it is. I have to explain to them. They know about Nelson Mandela. They know about
what's a funny thing?
right, but they don't know much else. They don't really have. It's not.
Yeah, they are not willing to come here, so nothing is pushing them for them to search about Ghana or Africa per se.
So I used to teach history. I used to have a history class. I taught middle school. It was 8th grade. They're like 8th grade, middle school. It's like, I don't know how the system is here, but those kids are about 14 or 15, maybe those of that age group. So we had American history. The book was called American Nation. And it was built. It was the textbook. We had to use that book. And I am from Hawaii, right? So I was using this book in California, and we got to the part about Hawaii, and you know, it's a state. It was a kingdom. It was a Hawaiian kingdom. The Hawaiian people are 3,000 years old. And you know how much space we had in the American nation? About that much. About that much, right? And then they said, the Queen Lulio Kalani she was the queen, and then the American army and the American what do you call it? The American plantation owners, they overthrew the government. And they put the queen in prison. They didn't say that in the American nation. They just, like, it was all like, America, rah, 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 we're number one, America. It was like propaganda. It wasn't even, I don't know, what are those? Those are your new glasses?
My friend of mine, Dick, the time I was in,
Put them on, let me see how you look.
You know what? You know why Africans, or like let's say, especially Ghanaians, want to go to America? For me, I'm so desperate to go to travel to America.
Yeah, well,
not even America, but just travel away from there.
of course.
Because we really work hard, right?
It's a different planet.
Of course.
It's a different planet.
How we work over here, that's not the way we should earn our money. Our salaries are too small. Like, it's a whole lot. The way I work over here, to be in maybe Europe or America, I should have been some better place.
I think my favorite country, my two favorite countries are New Zealand and Japan. And Japan is cleaner than America. Japan is more modern than America. Japan has really nice trains and subways. It's cleaner than America. It's way cleaner than America.
Of course.
But you know, people don't think about Japan because they use a different language and they write differently.
Yeah, you know, that's a place. There are some places you really find it difficult because of the language over there. But in America, the English is more than any language over there. Right. Really nice.
Put them on. Let me see. Can you see with them? Okay, Dr. Dickson. Dr. Dickson? And do you have an opinion about the current imbalance of power in the parliament between the NPP and the NDC?
Yeah,
Would you like to describe to us?
You know what? The African leaders,
this is Dr. Dickson talking.
The African leaders are not helping us, so maybe they say I didn't vote.
Right.
No, I didn't vote. And I don't know what will make me vote again. I said to myself, I don't know, I'm not going to vote.
You're so nice.
It's my right to vote, it's my, but I don't feel like voting again.
Well, you have to vote.
I know I have
you're
to
a citizen
vote.
in a democracy.
Of course,
if you
but
don't vote,
it's my right.
You give your power away to the rich people.
Do you know what I say? I keep saying that anyone who comes on power, I'll work before getting what I want.
Well, yeah, but you know, they're working against you. You're working trying to get something, and they're going to work against you.
I know.
And they're working against your family, and they're working against your friends.
I know.
So you need somebody in the parliament who's going to work for you.
And the person is not yet there.
You can run for parliament. It's a possibility.
I didn't vote this year. I don't know what will make me vote again.
I understand what you're saying. You know,
it's really nice.
Listen, I really like you. You know that I really like you? I mean, I really like you because you have a really good attitude. You're really super handsome, and you're very friendly, and you're helpful. And you didn't go to school or anything like that. You didn't beyond high school, but you have a different kind of smart. You have another kind of smart.
Thank you so much. I don't know why. To me, It's by nature.
See, when I first met you when I was with Jerome, I thought you were scared. You look really scared. I thought like you were.
Well, I wasn't scared, but I feel shy when I don't know.
I see.
Yeah, that's how.
Well, that's all right.
I'm not scared about it, but I feel shy.
Right. And don't you have you work at the art center? You have to have other Obroni friends. You must have a lot.
No, not really.
Because they don't come back. They come here and then they don't come back.
Some of them just once in a while. You will never meet them again.
I see.
Even some too.
Well, I
they
always
don't
come
even
back.
feel like talking to you. So I don't even.
I come back every year. I come back every year.
So I think I make friends with some of the black
Once I came back
African
twice. I came back twice in a year.
twice in a year.
I came back once. Yeah, I did. I came back in
My
February.
uncle was
and I came
married
back,
to a
was it
girl.
in February and then I came in August.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, I came to the art center, I think, on the 12th January. Before I'll be 2 years over there. 12th January.
Okay. I'm going home on the 11th, January 11th. It's a Monday night. So here's my plan. I'm just thinking about my plan because of this. My big plans are canceled. So tomorrow night I must go to my friend's house and then go to the party in near West Hills Mall because
I want to take a picture with a phone and check.
Okay, hold on.
Because yours is more.
Okay, here we go. Just a minute. So I'll do the portrait mode.
Yeah, the portrait.
It's coming. Oh, that's pretty cool. Blurs at the background.
Oh, that's nice.
See, it has different settings. Let me try to see which setting. Oh, that's black and white. That's pretty good too. Okay, here's another one. Alright, that's pretty good too. You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not good at taking a picture.
You don't know, maybe you are. Maybe you are good, you just need to take more pictures. That's probably the problem.
So you know what I do sometimes? I'll take more than big selection out of it.
Here, you can just look at these. These are the ones, just swipe that way.
Okay.
Swipe that way and you look that way. I think the boy who was doing the braiding and taking hair was really handsome.
Yeah.
Very handsome. Look at
The
that.
black and white is very nice.
That's reverse.
I don't know, I
That's just a
really
setting
like-
on iPhone.
What?
It's a setting for iPhone portrait mode. I didn't know about it. I didn't have this on my other phone.
I'm trying to take some selfie. It's really heavy.
It's heavy. You know why? I got it. You know what's going on? First of all, turn it over. Look at the back. This side is glass, and this side is glass. So the band around is stainless steel.
Oh.
So because it's a glass sandwich, kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's heavy. It has a certain something to it. It's not light. I know what you mean. It's heavier than my other camera, my other phone. I just did it for variety. It's kind of arty or cliche, I mean, but now that we're in the 21st century, black and white seems like an old format.
Yeah, but it's really nice.
You think you like it?
Yeah, I do.
So I'll send it to you. I'll send you those on WhatsApp. You can put them on your Facebook. Did you make your Facebook over?
Yeah, I do.
You're starting over? So I have a friend named Daniel. My friend Daniel is who likes me, and he's in, I don't know where he is, I think he's in Tenma. I have too many friends, too many people who I don't tell them that I'm here. They're Ghanaians. If they find out I'm here, then I don't have any more time. I don't have time for everybody. I only have time for the people I want to make time for. So I'm making time for you.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad you. I was afraid you were mad at me. That's why you never talked to me.
My phone.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
I was so mad at that time. Because when you don't have phone, you don't know what is going on.
You don't know what's going on.
You lost your friends, you don't know where to get your contact back.
So
It's a whole lot.
here's the deal about iPhones. I already told you this. That iPhones eat data.
Yeah, you told me yesterday.
They eat it up. And then they shit it out in the form of a bill. Like pay money. So while I like them, I mean I'm an Apple guy. So and I did not get my first iPhone until it was iPhone 6. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I didn't get the first one. In fact, I did not have a cell phone for a long time. So I have it, but I don't know if it's good for Africa because it sucks so much data. And people here, when I'm on MTN, and they say you need to add more. Your data bundle is exhausted. Please buy more. That really bothers me. So in California, I just have a plan, and I have unlimited data and unlimited minutes, and I pay $50. $50. That's a lot for here, but not a lot for there. So I never have to keep adding credit to my phone. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So I think this is a great phone, but maybe for Africa, it's a little bit expensive.
So before you feel how to use it, then it means the app that you are on, like you used to use sometime, you need to shut some apps down.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Now
I know all those things.
Look.
You know what? This thing was given to me free. I will never buy this.
So look at how many apps I have open here. I have WhatsApp open. I have the camera open. I have Google Photos open. I have the GGI Mimo app open. I have Facebook open. I've got Safari open. That's a web browser. I have my phone app open. I have the App Store open. I have Bolt open. I have Waze open. I have CNN open. I have The Guardian open. I have Huffington Post. I have Badu. I have Romeo. I have Instagram. I have Gmail. I have Uber. I have YouTube. I have Messenger. I have Chewy. I have A4A. I have Settings. I have Zoom. I have Google. And I got music. Wait, I can't even stop it. So look at So all that stuff, cameras. Let's just get rid of all this stuff. See what I have open right here? All those apps. And if I have all these apps open, sometimes they're sucking data out of me. And some of them do it this way. Some of them do it like when I took a picture of you with this, it knows my GPS. So it knows where I took the picture and what time I took the picture. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Then it goes onto my Google Maps, and it will map my photos for me, where I took them. So sometimes when I'm taking pictures with my big camera, I take a picture with this because the big camera does not have GPS built in. So that's the problem.
I was even planning. It was my uncle that gave me this for I think 4 days now.
Good for him.
I was planning to get an iPhone because the Android.
You should get like an iPhone 8 or an iPhone
7
XR or something. No, 8 Plus. Just try that. Okay, well, you know, do what you can do. I gave Brady my 6S, and he was so happy. Oh my God, he was happy. That I kept that phone for almost 5 years. More than 5 years. I never dropped it, never cracked it. I did go into the Apple store and they replaced the battery, so I have a new battery. So and it works fine.
Apple
Works fine.
Apple is good because Charlie, Android, I don't know. I'm tired of using Android.
They don't see. Apple has what they call the App Store. So if you want to sell apps on the App Store, you have to go through Apple and they have to test your software to see if it's good or not. If it's good and it works on their OS, then you're good too. You can sell stuff on the App Store. But if it's not good, Apple will tell you no, it's not good.
Planning when I get some money and you are gone, I'll just try hard to send me some money so that I can get the eggs.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I think for the eggs.
And then you need to get a case.
Yeah.
If you spend that much money on a phone,
you need to get a
case. Look, I already dropped this phone. I dropped this phone on the concrete at my friend Dominic's house in Tema. It's still okay. If you spend, if this phone actually,
you need to get a better case.
This phone would be $1,000. This phone would be $1,000 US. So that's a little pricey. I only got it because it's a good.
Is it a 12 Pro or a 12?
It's the 12 Pro. The 12 Pro Max. It's too much, you see. But
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
going to
fun.
buy another one for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I waited so I know. Okay, now I got 5G. I got LiDAR. I got the 50 megapixel sensor in the back. I got image stabilization. So I know it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to get another one for a while. And I'm not the person who changes phones all the time. I can't get a signal down here. My Google is not working. Well.
I'm praying by next month we start working so I can earn some money.
So listen.
Because I'm really broke.
Right. You're really broke.
You know, I would not feel shy to say this. 20th and 21st of October, not 2 days, I ate only bread for 2 days. I was in room. And in my area too, I don't know anyone around.
You don't know anyone around for what?
Like, I don't stay at school.
You don't stay at school.
So I'm not friendly with people around my house.
I see.
So that day, I've even written it down.
Alright.
20th and 21st October, I ate only bread for 2 days.
You're in what now? You what?
20th and 21st October.
What happened?
I ate only bread once.
Oh no. Oh no. That's why
know,
that's why you have a perfect body.
You know, sometimes you need to.
You have perfect abs. Your abs are perfect.
You know, sometimes you need to pass through something so that you know how really life is. I didn't tell anyone. I was in the room, in my small room, for 3 days. I didn't come. I was in the room.
So bad.
My phone wasn't working. That time my phone went off, so my phone wasn't working. I was in the room.
And you couldn't talk to anybody.
No one.
And you couldn't listen to the radio.
No. I was just watching the local television, the local station.
I really love you, you know that? The more you talk, the worse it gets. I like you more. You're like a real person. You're a real person. The person who suffers, who does what he needs to do.
It's good to live a real life.
Exactly.
I don't want to live a fake life.
Exactly. This is a portrait mode picture. Let's see if I can make it like this. Oh, here we go. I'm trying the different modes here. So you can do this with me if you want. See, in portrait mode, oh sorry, in portrait mode right here, you can slide like this, video, photo, portrait, panorama, which would be like panning like this, or a portrait mode like this, but it will make a vignette around the face and make everything white or black. I think in this case it's going to be white. So let's see how that is. So you can do one of me. You can take some of me. So let's see how those work. So you can swipe back and forth. See how it is. So I think we should do this. We should have one more orange in and we could split it. We'll split it with the same cup.
Okay.
And then we'll go find something to eat. And then you can overtake me to your house if you want. And show me
No
where you
problem.
live. I want to see where you're eating your one piece of bread.
My small room. It's really small, 12 by 12, and a small pot.
Okay, that's fine. What do you think of those?
Yeah,
It makes a nice blur. Look at that one. That's very nice. That was an accident. That was an accident.
Oh.
That was a table. I hit it by mistake.
You see, I've passed through a lot. All the same, I'm still alive.
Exactly.
I'm due to Almighty God, I'm still alive.
So, here's a little bit of a statistic for you. This is a statistic about Ghana. A statistic is a mathematical fact. The average age of morbidity for Ghanaian men is 58. The median means half are above and half are below. So 58. 58 is the age that most Ghanaian men die. So then there's some who die much earlier. Half of them die earlier than that, and half above 58 die later than that. So it's about environmental pollution. Could be diet, pollution, occupational hazards, traffic. I think of air pollution. My friend Ernest, his dad died at 58, and he was a welder. He worked in Takrady in the shipyard, welding stuff. And I think he had autoimmune disease from being exposed to lead. And I think when I'm seeing my friends drive, my taxi drivers, Uber and Bolt, and the taxi drivers driving from Tema down through downtown, and the Trotros and everybody else pumping out smoke, and they're breathing the smoke.
Yeah.
And that air pollution is killing them. So you're right. I think it's better to get out. If you can get out and go someplace where you're not exposed to the environment, the better off you're going to be.
I really need to drive it.
So anyway. Do you like Japanese food? Have you ever had Japanese food?
Heard of it before, but
You've heard of it before. Okay.
but I used to go to the Chinese restaurant. At
Chinese is not the same.
Yeah, I know it's not the same, but it's
the
different.
same.
I've been there, I think, 4 times.
Okay, well, I grew up on Chinese food.
I went there with my friend.
I grew up on Chinese food, but I don't eat meat, so I can't eat pork and beef, and then I might eat chicken sometimes, but I'm really fussy about it, so I'm not gonna do it.
Well, for me, I really like vegetables. You know, let me show you the kind of food.
Vegetable is good.
Yeah.
So you're compatible with me for the vegetables, which is a good thing.
Even if I'm eating banku, I want vegetables. Oh, where is it? And does this picture?
So, do you put your photos on Google Photos?
Yeah, once I get this phone.
So are you uploading to Google Photos?
Yes.
So if you're uploading your photos to Google Photos, you'll have them for a long time. They will keep your JPEGs.
Yeah, I lost.
They're high quality JPEGs. They'll keep it.
I really like vegetables.
I like it. I like it.
This is banku and fried chicken.
Yeah, I see that with the little pepper.
Yes.
Very nice.
I
With
need to
onions.
add more vegetables.
See now the onions would make my stomach upset. So I would be upset with the
Not
onion.
too much
and,
onion,
and the
but-
pepper also would make my stomach upset. So I can't really do that.
I really hate 2020.
Wait, so can we have one